ladies and gentlemen, it is a Sunday. I am KJ White. How you doing, Will?
I'm doing great. Great to be here, and we are here for the power rankings.
That's right, the Wrestling for Life Network. We never stop. We're always on the grind. We're tuning in for a weekend review. For those who haven't seen this before, we go through the shows, give you a little bit of a recap, touch on some of the important stuff, and we rank them based on the fan votes of our watch party. So if you tuned into a watch party and you gave us a ranking, we kind of add them up at the end of the week, and that's how we find, the possible ranking spots for all of your picks. So with that being said, folks, it was an exciting week. Usually there's a couple duds in there that really make it easy to do these rankings, but WrestleMania is coming, so those shows have been better. Obviously go home shows for Impact and AEW this week. So the
Yes.
game feels like it was upped, Will.
Yeah, it seemed like they had a lot up their sleeve, a lot of interesting moments, a lot of questionable ones as well. But hey, what are you gonna do? So let's get her ranked.
That's it, folks. So we're going to take you through the 6 top shows. We don't go crazy. We don't go into the indies or New Japan or anything like that. We
No.
just break down kind of your mainstream wrestling. As far as we go as Impact, we include them. So you are going to get a top 6 today. So like I said, folks, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is our weekly power rankings. And do keep in mind, we're here for all the watch parties. It's not just a watch along, it's a watch party. We have a good time,
Yes.
and we will have one tonight. And before we get to these stats, our boy Thomas is stopping in to say hello. How are you? You have a good weekend, Will?
Oh yeah, great weekend, great weekend. Oh, and do keep in mind, folks, the Let's Rumble podcast is coming soon as well. So those are more things to look forward to as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to kicking that bad boy off. So we got a lot in production. This has been a crazy week. We picked a crazy week to debut the new channel.
Yeah.
We didn't really plan for it, but we kind of made it work. And here we are now digging in, and we're going to have, this is the first of many weeks for us, and we got lots more to come, including our watch party for Revolution tonight. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your relatives, let everybody know it's going to be a party, and we are looking forward to Revolution tonight. Card stacked, Will.
Oh, it is insane. We got a lot of big ones. We got MJF versus Punk. We got Moxley versus Bryan. We got a huge triple threat tag team. We got Eric Redbeard. That's weird. So yeah, didn't
Lots
expect
going
that.
on, lots going on. And what kind of surprises and pops are we going to get? But with that being said, folks, let's tune into the recap for last week. The number 6 ranked show based on the fans is WWE Smackdown on Friday night.
Not a huge surprise there.
Not a huge surprise. Now, it wasn't a terrible show.
No.
I mean, the overall vote was about a 5. So, they didn't fail, but they didn't pass, with flying colors. But yeah, I mean, we opened with a weird bunch of backstage pre-tapes, 4 or 5 people, Ronda, I can't remember who else was in there. It ended with Ricochet. All did like these little quick pro. It started with Paul Heyman, and they dug into these little promos, and definitely had an interesting feel to the start of it. But again, kind of hyping up everything that's going on.
Yeah.
How do you feel about starting the show with all those interviews?
I was gonna say it seemed like a reality show where it's like, I'm doing this and I'm going to win. And
Right?
yeah, it just felt weird. I think they did it before back in 2020, but they just did it again randomly. But I don't know. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't good either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see it before when they're doing like a gauntlet match or a tag team turmoil or something like that, and they kind of get everybody in on it. It didn't do much for me either. After that, we went straight into a Ricochet match. And the big surprise, I think one of the biggest surprises of the week, Johnny Knoxville distracts Sammy, who just won the Intercontinental title. And lo and behold, the one, the only,
Yeah.
Ricochet gets an Intercontinental title. I didn't see it coming, Will.
No, me neither. Like I saw, like we saw for like ever since September, not September, my bad, December. Ricochet was doing all this stuff with Happy and all that. Oh,
Yeah.
there I am.
There we go.
Was doing all that stuff with Happy, and then all of a sudden he's in this randomly, and now he's a champ. Like, what's
Yeah,
going on?
a crazy succession. And I mean, kind of the way they gave Sammy the title. And actually, during the watch party, we were talking about how, like, oh my God, I can't believe that Johnny Knoxville is going to compete for the Intercontinental title at
Yeah,
WrestleMania. And as it turns out, they didn't believe it either. So they pulled that one over on. And of course, this leads to Sammy losing his mind and challenging Johnny Knoxville. Johnny Knoxville accepts. We are going to get Sammy versus John. Johnny says he's more insane, and there's nothing that Sammy can do to him that he hasn't already done to himself. So, how do you feel about these two meeting up at WrestleMania?
definitely not something people would want. But when it comes to me, I love Johnny Knoxville, as everyone knows. I bet you do as well. But I don't really think he fits here. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't know why he's here, just to promote his new movie. But should be fun. I mean, probably get a few like table moments or something like that, or flying off shit. So yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't mind a couple gimmick matches with WrestleMania, and we talk about WrestleMania being too long and trying to fit adding and pulling people from everywhere to try and make them fit the whole,
Yeah.
2 nights. But I'm okay for a gimmick match. I'm glad it's not for the title, and it should be kind of funny and insane, and who knows what's going to happen. I'm sure members of Jackass are going to be involved, and I'm sure Sammy's in for a night. But then after that, we had Austin Theory come out. He slapped Pat McAfee. It looks like they're heading towards them two having a matchup at Mania. Thank God it's not Vince.
Yeah, I think it's announced, actually, but yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of people saw it coming, and I mean, good first opponent for Pat. Just an excuse to get Theory in on WrestleMania, though. But again, like I said before, it should be fun. I mean, we saw what Pat was able to do a few years ago, so I wouldn't say I'm excited, but I'm interested.
All right. I think that's a fair assessment on that one. Then I'll run through a few things real quick. Naomi beat Carmella. She's randomly in a kind of team bad reunion out of nowhere. Drew beat
Yeah,
Jinder. Jinder's just a jobber at this point. Roman
shame.
what's that?
I said shame for Jinder being a jobber now. Like we saw,
Yeah.
he was like champ before, and now he's just, hi, I'm here. Oh, there we go, back to catering.
Yeah, back to catering. Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. It's a little unfortunate. And after that, though, we got a Roman Reigns promo. This was a thing of art. Roman is not only I mean, I've been a big fan of what Roman's been doing for about a year now. But the last couple weeks is next level. He's got this attitude and he's just delivering. All of it sounds like off the top of his head, like he was just talking to the boys. I
Yeah.
don't know how you felt about it.
Um, I love what Roman's doing right now. It's a good build. Wouldn't say it's the greatest match of all time that's gonna happen, but good build as well. And I don't know if you saw at that MSG show,
Yes.
but Roman holding those two belts up. Oh, my bad.
Uh,
And was like, acknowledge me and stuff like that. I'm very excited for what they're gonna do next. And
mhm.
Roman's the best part of every SmackDown, even though it's the bottom ranked show right now.
Yep.
Roman kills it each and every single time.
Absolutely, man. I completely agree with that. So, yeah, no, they're definitely building in the right direction. I really do think at Mania we are going to see Roman with those two belts in his hands up in the air. So that will be interesting and intriguing. Then the Usos beat the Viking Raiders, the match that we didn't get at Crown Jewel, just because, I mean,
Reasons.
yeah, the Raiders got beat up a little bit and decided they didn't want to wrestle, apparently. So we finally got to it and they lost anyway.
Uh, yeah, not really surprising either. I mean, they haven't really seen anything in Viking Raiders besides like, hey, they're goofy and they're Vikings. Like
That's
they
about
don't see
it.
them as title material. It seems.
Yeah, no, they don't at least book them that way. After that, we were supposed to get a Big E Sheamus kind of match. I think it was might have been a tag team match. They came out with that quad.
Yeah, and then they
They got
destroyed
jumped.
it.
Yeah, they got jumped, and then the quad, or I keep calling it ATV, and
Yeah, it's an
LJ.
ATV.
Yeah, it's an ATV, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, they get into they take it out back and they kind of beat it up. It was a little lackluster because it's not like a car where you're busting in the windows and smashing shit. You're literally just, you knock the seat around, you knock the handles off, and maybe a couple mirrors. So it was a little
Yeah.
lackluster beating on that vehicle. It was no Stone Cold.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I don't get what the point of the ATV is anyway. Like, what
No.
happened to pancakes?
What happened to pancakes? I mean, it just goes along with, Drew and the sword, and everybody's got the costume. And so now in the new days, I'm sure their new action figures is going to come with a little quad that the wrestler can ride around on.
Riddle and the scooter.
Rip Riddle and the scooter. Ding, Xia Li and her funny blades. It doesn't stop, folks.
Cora Jade and the skateboard.
Yeah. Right.
Uh-huh.
So then the show kind of wrapped up with Ronda Rousey defeating Sonia Deville. Sonia is in this weird between management, I'm not management thing. Overall, it was a pretty sloppy match. I'm a little concerned that if Ronda doesn't work on this a little more, the matchup at Mania is going to be underwhelming. Regardless, I mean, she has moments. She's athletic. She does like the jump ups into leg, submission holds and into hurricanranas. However, it's sloppy. The in between, the transitions, it was a bumbling mess.
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't work for 2 years and you're just over here like, "Hey, I'm on a long vacation." And then as soon
Right.
as you come back, you have something like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you need to work, like, each and every single day if you were willing to do this. It's same with MMA, just not as painful. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then Charlotte looked a bit dumb because, obviously Ronda was kind of, fluffing up against her. Charlotte rolls in her heels, takes a bit of a beating, rolls back out. It wasn't the best of decisions, but again, they're trying to hype up for Mania and the next few weeks. So a little taste of Ronda and Charlotte there. But that was kind of the show. I think that's kind of why it wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, but
No.
a lot of meh. And really easy to kind of get through and talk about.
Yeah, it's kinda average. I mean, I'm not really surprised that people didn't really like this, but hey, we got Ricochet for champion. I'm
Yeah, I
happy.
mean, that was kind of the highlight of the night, right? Ricochet surprised us. He hit that Hurricane Rana and he buried it deep and then got the roll up. 1, 2, 3. Sammy's incensed. Yeah, it'll be really curious to see where Ricochet goes. I have a feeling Ricochet's going to be on the one of the kickoff
Pre-shows.
shows. Yeah,
Yeah.
him in that belt. Now, with that being said, folks, that was number 6 of the shows this week. With number 5, as the Vans let us know, we were looking at Impact Wrestling this week, a go-home show for Sacrifice. Some people really
Oh.
loved it. Some people were okay with it. And again, this was just an issue of a really good week of wrestling. Overall, the rating was a 7. So, a lot of weeks we have like a 3 or a 4, and then the average pulls down. But this was a solid week, a strong week. So a 7 only got them 5th place. That's all we can do. The show
Yeah.
obviously opened with Eddie Edwards and Steve Macklin. Really tough contest. Obviously, a lot of heat around Eddie. He turns on Impact Wrestling. He joins Honor No More. And, this led to the ending of the match was a bit of a kerfuffle. And then, Honor No More comes out. Eddie rolls away. So there is definitely unfinished business between Impact and Eddie Edwards.
Yeah, I mean, pretty, solid heel turn, and then after that, we had, what's his face? Vincent, and, Heath
Yep.
Miller, I think it is? Or it's just
You
Heath
just call
now?
him Heath.
Yeah, I'm just gonna call him Heath. And
Yeah.
then they had a bit of a scuffle, pretty good, and
It
then,
was a great match.
yeah, and then Heath got the victory, and then everyone just beat his ass, and, yeah,
Yeah.
so it seems like stuff is not over between Honor No More and Impact. Oh, we're not at 4 yet,
Yeah,
but
I jumped the gun. But yeah, no, that definitely is going to keep going. We got Misha Slamovich in a squash match. She's looking good. It's a completely different look. I really struggle with her last name, but we're getting there. And then we got Madison Rain against Cassie Lee. Again, it
yeah.
was an okay match, building on this whole storyline with Caleb. What did you think of that? I mean, obviously, we
Yeah,
saw what happened.
standing I saw that, and then he stood on the X, and it's like, "Don't
The tape
move," and
decks.
yeah, and then he's, holding out, I mean, he's, helping out the opponents, like,
Yeah. Well, yeah, oops. And then if you watch Sacrifice last night, obviously he did a bit of the Paul Heyman where he threw the belt in the ring. We're not really sure who was supposed to get that belt, but Cassie Lee and her partner at the Inspiration are no longer Impact champions. So nobody kind of saw
Wow.
that big swerve. We'll find out. But overall, that was a bit of a man moment. Where do we go from there, bud? We had a
Uh,
big. Oh,
what?
I'm waiting. Sorry, I
No, I'm
cut you
waiting
off.
for
Where are you
you.
going? You're
I'm
waiting for me.
waiting
We
for
had
you.
Chelsea
Yeah.
Green and Tasha Steele for the number one contendership, which is cool because this kind of played out at Sacrifice as well.
Ah.
So it was a good match. Went back and forth. They're building up this relationship between Mickey and Chelsea. I don't know where that's heading, but of course, at Sacrifice last night, Tasha Steele gets the W and is the new Knockout Divas champion. Oh, I said Divas. That's funny. Then Jonah dusted Johnny Swinger. PCO came out to build up their match. Big headbutt, big splash. Then we had the big 8-man tag with Bullet Club versus Violent by Design. Bullet Club got the win. That was a no DQ tornado match, which I mean, it's kind of redundant. If it's a tornado match and no DQ, it's kind of no one's got to listen to the rules anyway, right?
No, you could just literally go right in there, do your thing. Anyone could literally pin anyone, and then there you go. You can leave. You could literally kill somebody, and no one would care.
Yeah, it was good old school, just chaos. People everywhere, brawls everywhere, fighting everywhere. And Bullet Club picked up the win. Unfortunately, they also lost their belts at Sacrifice. So a lot of change happening in Impact Wrestling right now.
You blink, you miss it. Like, I love the Good Brothers. It sucks that they lost.
Right? So, and they're aligned with the Bullet Club. I'm sure they're not done with that title picture. So I'm sure they're going to come back for more. But overall, decent go home show. Couple man moments, but the fans thought it was about a 7, so pretty good. And that will lead us into number 4.
Before we say what number 4 is, for number 5 to get a 7, you've had a good week.
Yeah, it's been
So
a crazy week.
yeah.
So yeah, number 4, we're looking at. There you go, buddy. NXT 2.0.
My favorite.
And it actually did well this week. So it got some love from the fans. It came in at an 8. So the next 3 are going to be definitely highly ranked. I may almost miss this, but Thomas says Moose reminds him of Ahmed Johnson. I definitely get that comparable. And 2 big men, 2 athletic men. It's a good comparison. What do you think?
Ahmed Johnson. Don't judge me. I'm not very well educated.
He's old. It's all right. Mr. Pearl River Plunge. So,
oh yeah, I definitely see that.
Right. So, NXT 2.0, we started with Ciampa, Breaker. They beat the Dirty Dogs, building up this rivalry between Ciampa and Dolph. Great match. Lots of energy. Lots of false finishes. Did you catch it? What did you think of it?
I love the fact that the Dirty Dogs are getting more of a push, as you could say. And now we're getting this huge triple threat at NXT Roadblock. They're bringing back Roadblock and for the NXT belt. I want Ziggler to get the win, but we all know our boy Braun's getting that victory. And I love Braun and Ciampa together.
Right. It's kind of an interesting, but did you see them coming out? Like, it's funny. Ciampa's the vet. Ciampa's the guy who's been around for a while.
He's coming out in his singlet. Yeah.
Dressed like Braun. What the hell? It's crazy to me that and then they had that whole routine where they jumped on the apron and then they patted themselves on the back and they had a whole little shtick going on.
It's like the Steiners and DIY meet together.
Right? It's funny as hell. So yeah, that was pretty good. A great start to the show. Fans liked it. LA Knight came out and delivered a promo. He's solid. We don't care that well, we kind of do. Chu and Kai, this new odd couple of the sleepy girl and the crazy girl. They beat Indian Persia for the to move on in the Dusty Cup. How do you feel about Wendy?
Wasn't she like this like ghost girl?
Yeah, I think she was Mei Ying.
Mei Ying or Tian Sha or whatever she called herself.
One of them.
I forget what she's called, but yeah, now she's this like sleepy girl, and it's like that just goes to show the Nickelodeon vibe you have right now.
Absolutely.
But her paired up with Dakota. It's like, what the fuck? And they beat Indian Persia, who are a solid team.
Mhm.
So definite upset, but they're not going to get far. Mark my words. I will take that to the grave.
There you go. I mean, that's tough words. Makes me a little nervous that they like this crazy little combo. After that match, we hit Lash Legend. She defeated Amari Miller in a squash. Gunther takes on, I hate calling him Gunther, but Walter takes on Solo. And
Solo
what a
Sikoa.
heavy hitting match for that one, Will.
Well, always when you see Gunther or Walter, whatever you want to call him,
Walter
uh,
Gunther.
yeah, I'm gonna call him Gunther. Uh, Gunther beating Solo. I love the two of them together. I love Gunther. I love Solo. So to see them together, I was very happy about that. And even though he has a crappy name, Gunther's still a killer. I want to see him with the NXT belt, and nice to see what he'll do next.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a little surprised that Solo takes a loss earlier in his NXT career, but a hell
Yeah.
of a match. It's one of those losses where you don't think, oh, that guy sucks. You see that he was up against a monster and he gave his best battle. But Walter's in the next level. I mean, he really is.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not on the main roster already, if I'm honest with you.
Right? Oh, I think so. I think that's where he should have went, but we'll see what happens. I mean, they didn't really have to change his name. They could have just dropped him on Raw as Walter and let him kick ass. But they, them. They can't help but make problems where they don't exist.
That is true.
What else do we get on NXT 2.0 this week? Harlan defeated Draco. No one really cares.
Nope.
Um, Raquel and Cora, who seem to be the favorites in this tournament, they got to win. They move on in the Dusty Classic. We also had, obviously they've done these little workout vignettes and this new buddy system thing that they got going on. So, yeah, I mean, that's happening as well.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
I've seen quite a bit of TikToks where they were really favoring Cora Jade. It's like,
yeah.
so I wouldn't be surprised to see her as a women's champion or see that team win the Dusty Classic, because we all know with women's tag teams, they don't exist. So, so yeah, those are my favorites to win, and a pretty solid team if I do say so myself. We all know the small person, the big person. They usually
Right.
do good together. Yeah.
Right. The opposites attract kind of thing. From there, we went on to Von Wagner defeating Andre Chase. Was actually a surprisingly decent match. It was pretty good.
Yeah, good to know from discount Drew Gulak, but
I like it.
I'm not a big fan of Von Wagner, but still very nice between those two.
Mhm.
Good up and comers, so I'm all for it.
Absolutely. And I mean, you know what? I like heel Von Wagner with a heater. And I think, see,
Oh, the
it
Lord
always,
likes it.
yeah, I always get a ding. Correct. Yeah, no, I mean, Von Wagner is good as a heel, and he doesn't have to say as much. And I mean, I think they're doing okay with Stone as his heater. Not bad, but I mean, the match was relatively competitive. It wasn't overly garbage, and Von
No,
Wagner gets a big W. So they seem pretty high on Von Wagner, and he's another guy that I think could be in the main roster sooner than later.
I wouldn't be surprised. Remember, his first ever match was actually for the NXT title in that Fatal 4-Way.
Absolutely, right? So, yeah, no. And then from there, we got the main event, which was Carmelo Hayes, Pete Dunn. Tell me about it, Will. What did you think of this one?
The wrong person won. I will say that.
Wow.
I've
Yeah.
wanted Pete Dunne as North American champion forever. I've been a fan of him since when was he UK champ? Like 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Pete. But I see where they're going. Carmelo's a 2.0 original. He don't miss.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, very interesting. And then he came out after and said that he is going to defend it at in a ladder match. I don't know if that's at Roadblock or sooner rather than later, but
Mhm.
very interesting to see who's in that and if he will come out on top. So pretty
Yeah.
solid, good way to end it. Good build to Roadblock, which I think is actually next week. So
Is it
very,
really? Let me see.
I
I
I
thought,
I
I
think
thought,
Roadblock. No, I think it's next week.
is
I
it
swear,
really?
I swear to God.
NXT Roadblock. Oh, it's just one of the show name ones. Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. So next week, this week's edition of NXT 2.0 will be Roadblock, and then obviously at WrestleMania weekend they're having Stand and Deliver.
Yeah, so that could definitely happen at Stand or Deliver, considering that's a month away. So yeah,
Absolutely. So that was NXT 2.0. Like I said, a rating is 7. Not a bad week. A lot of the fans liked it. It jumped up. So we'll see how it maintains its ranking into next week. I know Will loves the Rainbow brand. So not bad.
my favorite.
With that being said, folks, the number
Number
3
one.
show, the number 1 in your hearts, maybe not, show of the week who actually surprised some people and, got out of the basement. Monday Night Raw. The fans gave it an 8 overall.
That's shocking.
That's crazy for a Raw.
Wow.
So, yeah, according to the notes, it was one of the better Raws that they've had in a long time. Maybe the best one of 2022. Probably the best one of 2022. Still too long. Still too many commercials. Still too many promos. But KO and Seth started the show against Alpha Academy, and that was a heater of a match. KO and Seth as a tag team, unbelievable.
Yeah, when are they going to have that triple threat? Next week?
I think it's next week, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, Seth and Kevin doing good. I think didn't Kevin come out in a cowboy hat and just start
Yes.
trashing Texas? So I guess
Yes.
that's even more of an indicator that as much as we all love to see it, Seth and Kevin aren't going to win. We're going to probably get a Texas dude versus Kevin at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're very good right now, and next week's going to be one hell of a night. I'll say that for sure. But Kevin's definitely one of my favorites. Alpha Academy really likes losing ever since they became
They're not supposed
champions.
to. They got the belts, I thought.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's going on? It just goes to show they're going to be transitional champions. So, yeah, if anyone's betting on DraftKings, bet against Alpha Academy.
Yeah, it's a good shot, right? But yeah, KO coming out in the hat, obviously, picking at Texas again. Part of me thought, well, if they're building up a thing for Austin, then really the tag team thing doesn't make sense. Then I thought, what if they won the tag team titles and then Austin's participation in Mania was coming out, hitting a stunner and proving a point, and they lose the belts? I don't know. It's a little
I don't know
confusing.
either. Or maybe a special guest ref thing.
Oh, maybe. But did you see the sequence, the ending sequence of the match where it was like the pop up into the buckle bomb, into the stunner, into the stomp, into the pin? It was beautiful.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen something like that. Sorry, my memory is a little shit, but
All right.
yeah, I saw that. So it goes to show the chemistry, and I love those two as singles, and them being in a tag team just blows me away. So as much as it's probably not going to happen next week, Seth and Kevin are my picks.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm totally in for that. If they can keep pulling off tandem offense like that, it's unbelievable. They look insane together.
Yeah.
After that match, we got no more squash match. No one cares. He destroyed
excellent.
T-Bar. T-Bar's still in the company, folks. Imagine that.
Yeah, I thought he was released.
Right. Then we got a 6-woman tag where we got Becky, Nikki Ash, Doudrop versus Ripley, Bianca, and Liv. What are your feelings on this little doozy?
Just an excuse to get more women in the show as possible. Hey, where's Bliss? Where's Bliss, by the way? She's just disappeared after Chamber.
It's the weirdest shit. I have no idea where that lady's gone. They botched her at a Chamber, and she's had little to no impact on anything else that's happened. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, Belair got the win. She pinned Nikki, which we all predicted the night of. That Nikki was the weak link and the best person to take an L, and she's great at it. Almost a superhero also means almost a winner.
Yeah, true. And didn't Bianca like whip the shit out of her?
Oh yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah. Oh,
did you see those pictures?
I did on Instagram when I woke up. Like, holy moly,
Yeah,
that was insane.
Oh, the clap on those the hair whip,
Done like a damn kendo stick. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they left mark. She wasn't messing around. It's an interesting thing because technically, at what point does that become a weapon? Like, if I grew, if I grew like extra long fingernails and I started just ripping people's eyes out, is that okay? Because I grew them. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That should be like a DQ or something. Be like a military, like, hey, cut that off, Sergeant.
Right. Then Ciampa beat Rude in kind of a predictable match.
And he
We're
changed his
good.
theme, which pissed a lot of people off.
Yeah, what's up with that? Why do they got to change shit?
I don't know. No One Will Survive was awesome.
That's it. No, that was perfectly fine. The whole opening to that entrance was great, and yeah, they went another direction, which is a little unfortunate.
Shame.
Yeah.
Which
Then
goes
we
to
had a
show
mixed.
there's a main roster debut
Yeah,
on the horizon for Ciampa after whenever this Dirty Dog storyline's over.
it has to be. They have to be able to bring him up and utilize him. He's too good. He's too talented to not. It'd be sad if they don't get it right with him. He's kind of a layup in the realm of character development. I mean, he's all there. Leave him alone. Stop changing his shit. We like it. We cheer for it. Stop playing around.
Exactly.
We had a 24/7 title mixed tag. It's stupid. It was a waste of time. It's that middle hour that nobody cares about.
Yeah, and then the romance thing with what Tamina and Akira, and then Reggie and Dana. Like,
Yeah, like
go away. It's March. Love
we're
month is
getting a
over.
double date next week, bro.
Oh no, are we really? I didn't pay attention to that.
I just guessed. I'm just guessing.
Oh, that sounded like something they do. So I'm like, oh no, is
Yeah.
that really going on? My
Then
bad.
the Mysterios lost the Hurt Business.
Logan Paul is making an appearance next week, from what I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Give me
Street
a
Profits
break.
beat RK Bro.
Why aren't they in the match?
Yeah, it's just weird though. Like the Street Profits picked up the W over RK Bro. Did not
Yeah,
see that coming. Good match though.
which is going to signal a turn between Randy and Riddle. So yeah, they're losing next week. Come on, Seth and Kevin, let's get it. Leave it in the chat. Seth and Kevin for tag
Put
champs.
it
Leave a
in there.
hashtag. Get it trending.
And then one of the biggest stories of the week, I mean, we talk about Impact and Sacrifice last night, and we talk about some of the other things going on. A lot of titles changing hands as we have a new U.S. champion out of left field.
Yeah, and again, it's like the Ricochet thing. Like, Finn Balor has done nothing. He was taking selfies with Austin Theory for a while, and then now he's here and he wins the US title. Now, granted, I love those 2 title changes. I love those 2 wrestlers, but no build, no nothing. It's just like, here you go. You keep complaining about this person, give them a title. I won't be surprised if Austin Theory is WWE champion by the time 2023 is over.
Yeah, it's quite possible. I mean, I joke that Braun Breaker could be fighting for the title at 2023, or at least one of them.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how the development goes. But yeah, I mean, we got Finn Balor now. We'll see. I think that was their way of getting the Demon. I know they're struggling to sell tickets. So
Yeah.
let's hint at the fact that the Demon's going to make a WrestleMania appearance. By the Demon should be a good one.
The Demon versus Damien, which I guess is that other side of Damien that just goes apeshit
There
on
you go.
everybody. Yeah, there
Yep.
you go.
That's where we're going with this one, I think. And obviously, one of the biggest stories of the entire week, Edge comes out, lays out the gauntlet. Who's going to take me on? We all speculated. There was a lot of rumors. People suck at keeping secrets. And the music hit. What did you think about that, Will?
Something that you would see in a video game, something that nobody thought we would see in 11 years. So for us to really get this, it's a huge sigh of relief. And then we got this huge, I guess, heel turn from Edge, beating the shit out of AJ Styles. I love it. I love it. I want to know where they're gonna go next. Great way to end off a Raw, like a show that normally people would despise. So I can see why the ratings were pretty high. We got a new champ. We got some build up, and we got hair whips, and we got a dream match. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, the fans, like I said, an 8 out of 10 rating from the fans this week. I mean, I don't think the last time Raw cleared 6 was quite a while ago. So yeah, I mean, they did enough in the key parts of the show that made everyone go home kind of in a good mood. Obviously, we get Crazy Edge back. He's on the edge. But yeah, the not a double concerto, but a concerto twice. Which I mean, at that point now, AJ Styles has brain damage, and any match between them is up in jeopardy.
Oh yeah, that's true. But he'll be back
He
next
killed
week.
him.
He'll
He
be back
killed
next
him.
week. Clock in.
I hope he at least has a band-aid on his head. So yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. Like I said, the fans gave it an 8, so it was a good week. And with that, that goes to the show number 2 show of this week running. And it's a little funny. And if you're paying attention at home, I'm sure you can figure out which company took the top 2 spots. And I
Wow.
will remind everyone before they start cursing and swearing and telling us we're stupid, this was based on the fans. So if you don't like this, tune in to the watch-alongs, the watch parties, and vote. And that's the only way you can change things is actually vote, folks. I sound like a politician now. That's not good.
No.
No, right? So number 2, Will.
Oh, yeah, it's Rampage. Well, for obvious reasons, obviously that would be number 2. What did we get, KJ? You're more memory than me. I remember Dynamite more than this.
Yeah, Rampage, we hit an 8.5 rating overall. Some people had it at 8, some people had it at 9. I think we had 110 for Rampage, which I thought was a tiny bit aggressive. I'm holding my 10 back, and we'll see what happens. But a go-home show the night 2 nights before Revolution, which we have a watch party for tonight and can't wait.
Yes.
But the show opened with Sammy, Darby, and Andrade, triple threat, and I think based on that match alone, this was an 8 out of 10 the whole show. So what a match. What a triple threat. What a battle.
Yeah, I mean, 3 people that everyone loves, 3 high flyers, 3 people that I personally enjoy. Again, wrong person won, in my opinion. I think El Idolo should have taken that, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm a big Andrade fan, so we're close to. I mean, I understand what you're saying there. I mean, the finish was kind of cool in the sense that you had the big coffin drop hit. Andrade's taking the 1-2. They both get hit with a senton, and then we move on from there. So
Yeah.
what a hell of a match! I mean, the night started, and that's the type of energy that the whole night had all the way till the end.
Awesome. Yeah, I love AEW shows and how they're able to keep you on the edge of your seat, especially these past few weeks for the road to
Absolutely. Now, there was a little moment between Darby and Sammy. Sammy went for the handshake. Darby had no interest. So, dun, dun, dun. We'll see what happens there. Then we got Keith Lee squashes JD Drake. Keith Lee looks great. The wingman came out to help JD to no avail. And that doesn't really matter. So he squished everybody.
Yeah.
No surprise there.
Yeah, no surprise there, which means I love Keith Lee. Keith Lee is one of my favorites, and he's my pick to win Evolution. But obviously, we all know Keith Lee will just squash you anybody in his path, and I love it.
That's your pick for the ladder match tonight?
And it indeed is.
Wow. Bold statement. I like it. Then we went into Deeb. Serena Deeb, the 5-minute rookie challenge.
I don't really care for that. We all know
win
every single time. Yeah.
The only reason why this one was different, obviously, is she squashed another upstart rookie. And then Sheeta made her long-awaited return to AEW with a kendo stick, and she got into the ring and laid waste to Serena Deeb, really set the tone. This rivalry is going to continue. I'm a Sheeta fan. I'm a Deeb fan. I'm in. How do you feel?
I don't know too much about these two, but I'm all for it. I mean, the LJ is all for the women's evolution, obviously. So yeah, I'm the wrong guy to ask, but from the way that we saw Friday, I'm trying to remember the dates. With the kendo stick and everything, hopefully they build it right instead of it's like, hey, this is an extra match on a pay-per-view pre-show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think they're going to build this one up a little. And obviously, it's been a long time coming. Last time we saw Sheeta, she was getting beat up pretty hard, and she put her on the shelf for quite a bit. And then we went into Christian Cage versus Ethan Page. 2 Canadian.
Page.
We need somebody we need LJ with the flag on this one.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Wait a minute.
An all-Canadian main event. The winner gets the final spot in the ladder match. And it was...
Canadian water bottle, but the green screen.
There you go. I think we're leaving.
No.
Yeah, back and forth, good action. Ethan Page showed me a lot. I'm not a big Ethan Page fan, and he actually showed me quite a bit of athleticism, quite a bit of strength, and of course, Christian Cage finally picks up the win. He's the
Yeah.
last entrant into the Face of the Revolution
It's
ladder
funny.
match tonight.
It's funny because on the Dynamite watch along when I was there, we were all like, "Is Christian Cage hurt? He's just playing manager right now," stuff like that. So, and then he's just here, and I love that he's going to be in Face of Revolution. So it's going to be
Yeah,
very nice to see what's going to happen with him in the fray with Powerhouse, with Lee, with Ricky.
yeah.
Who else is there again?
Wardlow,
Warlow, Orange. Yeah.
Orange. We got a mix. I mean, we got three big guys, three big beefy guys, and then three kind of smaller tone guys. So all bets are off. I mean, like Christian said, I mean, he what do you call it? He definitely was one of the innovators of the ladder match. So he has that in his
Oh
back
yeah.
pocket
He's
always.
one of the pioneers.
Review was the highlight of Rampage, apart from the triple threat.
That was
Absolutely.
like I was gonna say, better memory. Like all I remembered was Redbeard and the triple threat. Yeah, exactly. To
Yeah.
your point there, champ. So yeah,
Yeah, we have to talk about that for sure. I mean, I mean, there was rumors that if we saw him again, it would probably be at the side of Wyndham or Bray or whatever you want to call him.
or
So,
it's what -1 would have wanted because obviously we all know Eric's friendship with Brody.
yep.
Um, so yeah, that was very interesting to see. And what is it? Eric, Pac, and Evil are going to team up to take on the House of Black, which I am all for. I
Well,
love those two.
the crazy part is that's in the buy-in tonight, as far as I understand it.
Is
Now, I could be
it?
corrected, but I believe that is going to be one of three matches in the buy-in tonight.
I'm all
That's
for it
how
then.
stacked
Count
that card
me
is tonight.
in. Holy
I'm
moly.
in, and like I said, I can't confirm it, but I had a trusted source, as we do here at the Wrestling for Life Network, and our trusted source did let us know that it looks like that's going to be a buy-in match. And I mean, if you're putting that in the buy-in, what is the rest of the show going to be like?
Yeah, they called it one of the most anticipated pay-per-views of the year, and I see that is 100% true.
Well, that's it. And I mean, that kind of brings me to my next point where we get the number one show of the week. And again, if you're following along at home, this one's pretty obvious. For
Wow,
obvious
I
reasons, a lot
wonder.
happened, and the fans were insane about AEW Dynamite. Another
Yes.
go home show, obviously. We're doing it in reverse order, unfortunately, but that's the way it goes. But yeah, I mean, to your point, we're all for everything that they're building towards. And like Tony Khan said to open the show, we open the show with crazy Tony Khan in the ring, looking wide eyed and squirrely tailed and just happy to be there. And
Wait.
he looked, he looked amped and ready to go. So he let everybody know that he bought ROH.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy the whole Shane's not here moment.
I saw
And
people hated it. I saw people hated it. Oh,
oh
they
yeah, of
can't go
course,
one
they
promo
always do
without
that, right?
referencing. Yeah.
Why can't he just leave them alone? I thought it was funny. I mean, for a guy that you don't see on the TV very often, I thought it was funny. He's visibly nervous when he's out there. I get it
Yeah.
because it's not his forte, right? And I don't know if anyone agrees with me, but he does. He looks like a high schooler trying to do like a summer play at school, like or a spring play at school, just
Or a
kind of
guy
nervous.
or a guy at graduation be doing a valedictorian speech. It's like, oh my God, all the people. I don't like this.
Yeah, right. So yeah, Tony was all jazzed up. He gave us the big announcement. The fans went bananas, and then he let us know based on the history of ROH. He had two people that were going to kick it off, and we had Christopher Daniels and Brian Danielson. That's just way
Yeah.
too much going on. And a hell of a match. And
Oh, that was crazy.
absolutely, two veterans, two ROH alums. Brian's going into the Hall of Fame. I imagine that Christopher Daniels probably would go in there at some point too.
Yeah.
And I mean, Brian came out and shit all over everybody's good mood. Everybody that was happy and excited about the match was happy, excited about ROH. Daniels just pooed all over everything, stomped Christopher Daniels face in, got the win, gave everybody shit. It was great.
Yeah, and then we got, the Wild Thing playing, and,
Yep.
John came out and was like, I could just take this path, which is you winning, and then or I could take this path to glory and beating you and bleeding."
Yeah, I mean, that's the coolest thing about this old rivalry, and he didn't even say. I mean, his exact words were, "If I'm gonna be with you, I gotta bleed with you."
Yeah.
So maybe we're gonna get a drag out brawl, which we expect to. But at the end of all this, he goes, "Well, we bled together now. We can be together." So who knows? Interesting times between these two men. I think a lot of us are looking forward to two superstars, two WWE superstars or former WWE superstars, toe to toe in their element, and they're with the creative freedom that they've always wanted. This one's going to be insane. I think.
It'll probably be match of the night, that's my pick.
Yeah, it's a
That's
good
what I
front runner,
think, yeah.
right? Then what else did we get with that? What came next? We had the tag team battle royal.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
not
we
going to
did.
go into all the details of this. It was fun though. Did you have fun with the battle royal?
It was fun, they had, like, God knows how many.
So a lot of
Yeah,
tag teams,
I had fun, obviously, I was there for that. Yeah, like, and they had, like, a little timer, I called it the, Tag Team Royal Rumble.
right? Pretty much. So yeah, a little different, but we came down. The Young Bucks get the W, setting up. I mean, this little storyline between obviously Red Dragons going to face them, and they put Jungle Express in the middle just so that we can't say they're fighting with each other right yet. But a nice little swerve on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for that as well, I don't think Jurassic Express is gonna win that, I think it's either gonna be Young Bucks or Red Dragon just so they can have a little thing for the
Mhm.
titles, but I love it, and, it was fun, like, the chemistry as well, I mean, Top Flight came back,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
we got the return of Top Flight. The bigger brother showed up. No more Leo Rush.
Who loves that guy anyway? Nobody.
I do feel bad for Santana Ortiz. I mean, they were out early. There was about five left when they went out, 4 or 5. So I still want to see big things for them. I don't know where they're going. They came back to the back, gave Jericho a fist bump, almost to say, like, all right, so maybe they're going to take a deeper heel turn and hang around with Jericho some more as Jericho continues this heel turn. I don't know.
Maybe.
I want to see them win the belt, and I want them to away from Jericho to do it.
Well, you know what, you know the old saying, "If we can't find anything for you, take it back. Let's go back." Yeah.
Right? Now, after that, we probably got the biggest moment of the week. I know Thomas mentioned the fact that we had Redbeard this week, we had title changes this week, but on the shows, the biggest moment, the most memorable moment by a lot of people's opinion, the whole MJF CM Punk go home moment.
Oh my god, yes.
Wow. Unbelievable moment.
Yeah, we all know, MJF with that huge promo last week. Well, I think it would be 2 weeks ago now, but, and CM Punk bought it. He thought that, "Oh, man, this guy really is bullied, and then I left a big toll on his life." Like, holy
Yeah.
shit, I'm sorry. So MJF comes out playing this whole, bullied kid thing, give a little dad hug, and then, of course, the low blow. That 10-year-old kid is dead, and this is me now.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me in that moment, we all knew at some point he was going to do something. It was bullshit. We all knew it was going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
But even the way he kicked him, it was like this little like stiff leg pop thing that he did. Like he just kind of jerked his foot up there, and it just looked weaselly the way he did it. Like it wasn't like he leaned off and soccer kicked him. It was just like this little like German march height right up right between the legs, and all bets were off at that point. They brutalized Punk. He bled all over the place. They chained him up, and MJF reminded us that the devil's best trick is making you think he doesn't exist, and it worked perfectly, including the promo that Punk gave on Friday after the fact, where he was covered in blood, building up to this match. It's insane now.
Yeah, there's no rules now, so it's going to be insane tonight.
Yeah, and I
Man,
mean,
tune
I
in.
really think. Sorry, Will. I think this has potential. Where you have the other one for the fight of the night. I think this might be my fight of the night.
Yeah, I had what did I have? Brian and Mox.
Yeah. So yeah, that was insane. So yeah, I mean, as far as hyping up your pay-per-view and finding a way to go home ready for it, I mean, they're doing a great job. We got Thunder Rosa pin Britt Baker, which is a bit of a surprise, a bit of a scrambly tag match for the ladies, but it's all good. Wardlow destroyed Caesar Bononi, who's a big dude.
Yeah, and
Uh,
then we also wait a minute, didn't Wardlow take away Sean Spears' chair, hitting a face turn?
Yes, my note here says responsibility buddies. So they're doing this little buddy thing where they're getting on each other's nerves, but it's getting worse. And then obviously Wardlow got belittled pretty hard by MJF. They exchanged some words, and it looks like Wardlow's all but fed up with the services of or being in the service of MJF, and that is coming to a head sooner than later. We all see now they've been teasing it for about 2 years, so it's definitely
Yeah,
seems like
true.
we're getting there now, though. Will.
Yeah, I mean, not the biggest Wardlow fan, but I'll bet you when he's a singles competitor, I'll love him. That's what I think.
Yeah, no, I'm all for him being a singles guy, and I mean, it depends on how you book him. But right now, the crowd loves him. They're into him. They cheer when he does like the symphony of power bombs. You know, I'm all for that. You know, let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, MJF could be in trouble if this man gets mad. I figure Wardlow and Sean Spears are going to beat each other up at some point.
just an
Hopefully,
excuse for Sean Spears to do something. He's still in his like perfect 10 element where he's just not doing anything.
not doing much. Not doing much. That's for sure. So then we went to the main event of Hangman, John Silver, Alex Reynolds, Cole, and Red Dragon 6-man or trios match.
Have you
And
ever noticed that they're now calling Paragon the Undisputed Originals?
yes, I did. So that's kind of I like the cute little spins that they put on things and the creative ways they get around copyright infringement and such.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, I think that was is exactly what you expected. The match was chaos. It was scrambled eggs. Shit was going everywhere. Led to a melee. Cole ended up getting the W. Now we head into, obviously Revolution tonight, and Cole is looking ready to take that belt. What do you think? Is it possible?
Um, I mean, there's lots of possibilities. If Cole wins, that means Kenny can come back and face him.
Mm.
Though Ethan is, I mean, not Ethan. I'm thinking Ethan Page, Adam Page.
Page, Cage, Page.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's hard to keep track. Um, Though Adam Page has not really beaten that many people yet, and I think he still has a long way to go before his reign is over. So
mhm.
it's kind of a bit of an unpredictability for me, but I love Cole. Obviously, I've watched NXT more than I've watched AEW. I started being a big fan in recent weeks, but yeah, I think Cole has what it takes. But if they're actually willing to do it, um, it remains to be seen.
Yeah. I mean, an interesting thing if you look at Red Dragon and Cole all capturing gold tonight, maybe going off the air, with the Undisputed Era standing there holding AEW gold, 1, 2, and 3 members, all with the gold above their head, depending on what the swerves and twists are tonight. Again, there's guys like Cesaro, Bray, Ember Moon, Jeff Hardy. The list goes on, even though Jeff Hardy's not technically free yet. But who knows what happens in this crazy, crazy wrestling world. But as far as a go home show, the fans voted this one a 9. They were thrilled. A couple
Wow.
people gave them 10s, a couple people give it 8, so it bounced out to about a 9. But yeah, I mean, as far as a go home show for Revolution tonight, I mean, that's it.
Yeah, you see
We're
it
ready to
right
go.
there. Tonight,
There you go.
7 PM, obviously with the buy-in, I think they call it. So yeah, we're gonna be there. Me, myself, KJ, and the wonderful Lyra Joe will be here calling the action. So be sure to tune in, see our raw reactions, and see what we have in store. Obviously, the Let's Rumble podcast is coming as well. And yeah, you never know with us. We're here. We're on the
We'll pop
grind.
up anytime we feel like it.
Yeah,
There are no
exactly.
rules here at the Wrestling for Life Network. So it's the Wild Wild West. And yeah, no, I'm looking forward to Revolution tonight, folks. AEW, our watch party. Grab some snacks, grab some drinks, whatever you need to do to feel good. join us and come have a party. I
Yes.
can't wait. Like I said, this show is stacked from the buy-in all the way to the main event. Will, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. They call it the most anticipated pay-per-view of the year, and I believe it is. This could be better than WrestleMania.
This could be a big moment for AEW to continue their development, another rung on the ladder as you climb. But for those who don't know out there, we are Wrestling for Life Network. We are here. We are getting off the ground. We're still working on a whole bunch of stuff. Like Will said, our podcast, Let's Rumble's coming soon, where we're going to sit around and just kind of argue with each other until we're sick of each other. And it's going to be a lot of fun. LJ's coming with the breaking news. We are adding members to this team because we want to bring you guys more content and want to make sure it's a team effort.
Yes.
And as I keep telling everybody, we're starting in the basement. We're working all the way back to the penthouse. We built one channel. We can build two. So tune in tonight. Enjoy the watch party. Will, thank you for joining me for the power rankings this week.
Oh, yeah. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, man. We'll see you next week for sure. More plans to come, more exciting news. And hey, maybe we'll get Bully Will back and have a little bit of fun with people. We'll see what's up.
And hey, maybe we'll get some music on the way.
There we go.
You never know.
You never know what we have up our sleeves, folks. So like, subscribe, tell all your friends we are here. Don't forget, Revolution tonight. Bye for now, Will.
Bye for now. See ya.
I will see everyone on the flip side. You coming with me?
Oh, always. Ride or die for life.
I didn't even do the 4 Live. I'm so used to doing this, but yeah.
I did the gun thing. I don't know my green screen's gonna like me, so. Oh, I did it. I did it. There we go.
See, we're even working. We're practicing, folks. It's a live and learn. So we'll see everybody tonight. Don't miss out. AEW Revolution watch party, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's gonna be a ball. Bye.
Bye.